Election 2024 live updates. Harris and Walz make final campaign stops ahead of the convention. The pair made stops across before the lawmakers defended economic plan against the editorial board's characterization of it as populist gimmicks. Tammy said the plan's goal was to put working families first. This is part of that messaging that she started with her economic speech. I think she's going to get into more details here, and then we're going to carry that message on forward, she said. Chris said is focusing on continuing the work to tackle problems working face, and he rejected claims that the plan for affordable housing and lower drug costs is communist. Well, let's be clear. I know believes in the free market. What she put out in her proposals includes tax incentives for us to increase the production of housing and, yes, reductions in the prices that seniors pay for prescription drugs, said. I don't think there's anything communist about wanting to make housing more affordable and prescription drugs. Harris announced her economic plan in a speech promising to prioritize decreasing housing costs, food costs, and drug prices, and expanding the child tax credit. She is projecting messaging onto. The messages include out for themselves. Trump has disavowed 2025 in recent weeks, saying he knows nothing about the sweeping conservative presidential transition plan, despite long-standing ties to some of its key architects. The projection on the international changed every few seconds. Another phrase read weird as hell. At the of March in the eve of a number of protesters are carrying signs bearing face with the caption International Terrorist. The march is advocating for a broad list of topics, including an end to the war in Israel, reproductive justice and rights. It's one of at least 6 major demonstrations planned this week. The march has reached its endpoint, with protesters turning into near the monument, not far from the crowd has thinned out considerably, even though organizers are holding a concluding rally. Body's organizers said they were happy with the turnout and their message. It was the spirit of our march that made it, said an organizer with the group. He said that it was that his group get a message out that people are so angry with the. Thayer accused party leaders of only being interested in taking action on these things that matter. He mentioned issues like reproductive rights and the climate when they see them as vote-getters. The campaign criticized decision to hold a campaign event in where white supremacists reportedly held a demonstration just last month. We love said demonstrators, who had no known affiliation to the campaign, according to local news reports. Trump's actions have encouraged them and can expect more of the same when he comes to town next week, campaign spokesperson said in a statement. Trump's spokesperson criticized coverage of visiting after the white supremacist demonstration, saying the media serves as a divisive, anti-mouthpiece for the. Did you write this same story when visited in 2021 or when visit cities where racist protests and marches have occurred in the past, said. Biden's visit to us 3 years ago, well before last month's white supremacist rally. The campaign also pointed to Harris campaign events in and near major cities, such all of which have recorded hate incidents. The campaign also pointed to a Harris fundraising event in, noting that there was a report of swastikas written on a building there 18 years earlier. Howell has previously had associations with the. In 2005, an auction in sold paraphernalia, including robes and a knife. A leader also lived on a farm outside Howell until he died in 1992. News asked the campaign for comment about whether plans to denounce last month's demonstration during his visit. A skirmish broke out on the sidelines of the march moments ago after a police officer on a bicycle assigned to usher the protest appeared to inadvertently make contact with a protester. The contact set off a brief but tense round of shouting, with some protesters yelling anti-police slow